The massive Zorelian science vessel hovers silently above Earth's atmosphere, its sensors collecting data that puzzles the alien crew. Chief Scientist Salvax reviews the readings for the third time, mandibles clicking in disbelief. Humans, the dominant species on this backwater planet, exhibit characteristics that defy conventional xenobiological understanding. They can survive temperature variations that would kill most sentient species, regenerate from injuries at remarkable rates, and ingest substances that would be lethal to 90% of known intelligent life. Meanwhile, Dr. Maya Chen discovers an unusual signal pattern while working late at her SETI laboratory. Unlike anything recorded before, the transmission contains mathematical sequences that can only be artificial. As government officials rush to her facility, Maya realizes something extraordinary. The pattern isn't coming from deep space. It's originating from just beyond Earth's atmosphere. First contact isn't coming someday. It's happening now. The world's governments scramble to respond. Military forces go on high alert, and Maya finds herself thrust into the center of humanity's most significant moment. She stares at her computer screen, where the signal has transformed into a clear message, coordinates for a meeting location, along with what appears to be a biological scan of human physiology, with specific sections highlighted. "They've been studying us," she whispers to her colleague, Dr. Eli Foster, "for who knows how long." Aboard the Zorelian vessel, Zalvax compiles his final report for the High Command. The data is both fascinating and alarming. These humans routinely expose themselves to toxins for pleasure, caffeine, alcohol, spicy compounds that would incapacitate Zorelian physiology. They sleep for only a third of their day cycle. Most remarkably, they continue functioning despite microscopic organisms swarming throughout their bodies and environment. Recommendation: Salvax dictates to his neural recorder. Approach with extreme caution. The humans appear unaware of their biological advantages. They believe themselves fragile, yet they thrive in conditions that qualify as extreme hazard zones by Confederation standards. Their planet's baseline radiation levels alone exceed safety protocols. As dawn breaks over the Pacific Ocean, Maya boards a military helicopter headed for a classified government facility. The president will address the world in 3 hours, announcing the presence of extraterrestrial visitors. Clutched in Maya's hand is a tablet containing her analysis. The highlighted sections of human biology in the alien transmission correspond to systems utterly unique among known life forms: the human endocrine response to stress, the immune system's adaptability, and the brain's neuroplasticity. "What exactly are they so interested in?" asks General Morgan, seated across from her. Maya looks up from her data. "They're interested in how we survive. These markers they've highlighted, they're all related to resilience. I think we might be something they've never encountered before." The general's expression darkens. "Are we being assessed as a threat?" "I don't know," Maya admits. "But one thing's clear, they're surprised by us. And in my experience, when dealing with the unknown, surprise usually comes with fear." As the helicopter approaches its destination, the first verified images of the Zorelian ship appear on Maya's tablet, captured by military satellites. Its massive hull gleams in the sunlight, beautiful and terrifying in its otherworldly design. Humanity's first contact waits above, watching, analyzing, and perhaps, most worryingly, preparing. The world watches in awe as the Zorelian delegation makes their carefully choreographed landing in a neutral location, a specially prepared field outside Geneva. Diplomatic teams from every major nation gather as the alien vessel's doors slide open, revealing beings with iridescent exoskeletons and multiple limbs moving with unsettling grace. Maya finds herself unexpectedly appointed to the Scientific Welcome Committee due to her discovery. Standing beside General Darius Stone, a pragmatic military leader with a surprisingly philosophical outlook, she notices something odd about the aliens' environmental suits. They're far more robust than necessary for Earth's atmosphere. When a sudden thunderstorm disrupts the ceremony, Maya observes the aliens recoiling in genuine fear at the lightning and rain that humans barely notice. General Stone catches her eye, his expression confirming her suspicion. These advanced beings are terrified of conditions humans consider merely inconvenient. The lead Zorelian representative, Ambassador Vexcor, extends a limb encased in protective material toward the human delegation. "We greet you with peaceful intentions," the translation device announces, its voice eerily flat. "Your world presents unique challenges we have prepared for extensively." President Harlow steps forward, hand extended in the human gesture of welcome. The ambassador hesitates visibly before making contact, the briefest touch before withdrawing quickly. Their heart rates spiked when they touched you, Maya whispers to Stone later during the reception. She's monitoring a discreet scanner disguised as a tablet. Their biological response registers as acute stress or fear. Stone watches a Zorelian scientist flinch when a waiter drops a glass. They're jumpier than new recruits under fire. What could make such an advanced species so nervous around us? The answer begins to emerge the following day during preliminary scientific exchanges. Maya leads the Zorelians on a tour of a biological research facility, carefully observing their reactions. When they pass through a standard decontamination chamber, the aliens insist on additional protective measures, despite assurances the process exceeds all safety requirements. "Perhaps you misunderstand," the Zorelian science officer Ziv Lan explains, mandibles twitching in what Maya now recognizes as anxiety. "Your microscopic ecosystem would devastate our biology. The bacteria on a single human finger could colonize a Zorelian's respiratory system in hours." Later, during a demonstration of Earth's gravity adaptation exercises for future space travelers, the Zorelians watch in what can only be described as horror as humans easily move through simulations of 1.5G environments. "You train your bodies to endure this?" Ambassador Vexcor asks, the translation device unable to mask the disbelief in the question. "This is nothing," General Stone replies casually. "Our special forces train at twice Earth gravity. Builds bone density and muscle resilience." The Zorelian delegation exchanges rapid clicks and whistles, their native language bypassing the translators. Maya doesn't need to understand the words to interpret their reaction. It's the universal language of beings confronting something that defies their understanding of what should be possible. 3 months into cultural exchange programs, Maya gains access to the aliens' medical bay through her growing friendship with Exalvax. She discovers monitoring equipment collecting data on human physiology far beyond what the aliens disclosed. The truth becomes clear. Earth isn't being welcomed into a galactic community. It's being assessed as a potential threat. Meanwhile, General Stone participates in what the Zorelians call joint training exercises that are obviously designed to test human capabilities. During one simulation, environmental controls malfunction, exposing participants to extreme heat. While the Zorelians retreat in distress, Stone and his team adapt and complete the mission. Later, Stone overhears 2 alien commanders discussing humans with terminology their translators render as resilient beyond reason and evolutionary anomalies. When Maya and Stone compare notes at a diplomatic reception, they reach an unsettling conclusion. Humans aren't being tested for compatibility. They're being studied as potential adversaries. Maya slips away from the reception, using her security clearance to access the Zorelian database terminal Xalvax had shown her. Her fingers move swiftly across the unfamiliar interface as she searches for confirmation of their suspicions. Classification: Extreme biological hazard, reads one document. Species demonstrates unprecedented adaptability to toxic environments. Recommend isolation protocols until full assessment complete. Her heart races as she downloads the files to her quantum storage device. The next document contains detailed analysis of human military capabilities, not current technology, but potential development trajectories based on learning curves the Zorelians had observed in other species. Projected weapons development exceeds standard paths by factor of 3, it states clinically. Species exhibits concerning pattern. They weaponize discoveries faster than any known civilization. Across the facility, Stone deliberately gets separated from his escort during a tour of the Zorelian ship's bridge. He pretends to admire a display of star charts while listening to the ship's commander speaking with a superior via quantum communication. The containment recommendation stands. The commander clicks rapidly. Their biology alone qualifies them as Class 1 threats. They can process toxins that would kill our entire crew. Their radiation resistance suggests their world suffered exposures that would sterilize most garden planets. And their military assessment comes the response. Primitive technology, but deeply concerning tactical innovation. They haven't developed gravity manipulation, yet they train their warriors in high-gravity environments using mechanical means. Their combat simulations emphasize adaptation rather than overwhelming force. Most troubling, they appear to thrive under stress conditions that trigger shutdown responses in rational species. Stone memorizes every word, his expression revealing nothing as he turns to find his escort rushing toward him with barely concealed anxiety. Later that night, Maya and Stone meet in a secure room swept for surveillance. They compare discoveries, the implications becoming increasingly clear. "They're afraid of us," Maya says, reviewing the biological assessment. "Not of what we might do, but of what we inherently are." Stone nods grimly. Every test, every cultural exchange, every seemingly friendly interaction. It's all been to determine if we can be safely contained or if we require more permanent solutions. A catastrophic failure aboard the main Zorelian vessel creates a crisis that neither side anticipated. Critical systems rupture, releasing radiation levels fatal to the alien physiology. As evacuation begins, several Zorelian scientists remain trapped in a collapsed laboratory section. Without hesitation, Maya and Stone lead a rescue team into the damaged area. The radiation levels, while dangerous long-term to humans, aren't immediately lethal to their biology. The Zorelians watch in astonishment as humans enter zones their own species cannot survive even with protection, working tirelessly for hours to free the trapped scientists. During the rescue, Maya discovers research files clearly labeled containment protocols for Sol-3 inhabitants alongside biological weapon schematics. Rather than confronting their hosts immediately, she discreetly copies the data while saving the lives of those who may have been planning humanity's downfall. Emergency alarms blare throughout the vessel as Maya and Stone push deeper into the damaged section. Radiation warnings flash on their handheld meters, levels that would immediately incapacitate the Zorelian but merely increase cancer risk for humans with prolonged exposure. "We've got maybe 2 hours before we hit dangerous dosage levels," Stone tells his team, adjusting his breathing apparatus. "Find survivors and get out. No heroics." The Zorelian command center watches via remote drones as the humans navigate collapsed corridors that glow with leaked radiation. Ambassador Vexcor's mandibles tremble in disbelief. They're walking through radiation that would liquefy our internal organs in seconds. He clicks to his science officer. And they call it dangerous only after hours of exposure. Through the rubble, Maya hears faint tapping. The universal distress signal. She and Stone dig through collapsed panels, finding 3 Zorelian scientists huddled in an emergency shelter. Their exoskeletons show the beginning signs of radiation poisoning, a dull pallor replacing their usual iridescence. "We can't move," one scientist manages through labored breathing. "The radiation, it's fatal to us." Stone activates his comlink. "We need emergency transport cocoons, fully shielded. And bring the experimental radiation absorption drug Dr. Takeda was working on." As they wait for equipment, Maya notices a data terminal still functioning in the lab. Keeping one eye on the injured aliens, she connects her device and begins downloading files. "What are you doing?" rasps the lead scientist. "Kesver. Saving your research," Maya replies smoothly, watching as files labeled Human Containment Strategy and Biological Vulnerabilities. Sol-3 species copy to her device. It would be a shame to lose your work. The scientist's compound eyes widen. Before he can speak, the emergency team arrives with shielded transport pods. As they carefully transfer the injured aliens, Maya completes her download and slips the device into her pocket. Hours later, after successful treatment of the injured Zorelians, Maya meets Stone in a secure room. Her face is grim as she shares what she found. They weren't just studying us, she says, displaying schematics for a pathogen designed to target human genetic markers. They were preparing for the possibility of eliminating us. Stone studies the data, his expression hardening. And yet we just risked our lives to save theirs. Following the rescue, the Zorelian High Command has no choice but to reveal the truth. Earth has unwittingly stumbled into a complex interstellar political situation. The galaxy contains 3 major power blocks: the Zorelian Dominion, the Cetan Alliance, and the mysterious Valtherian Collective. Humans, with their unique biology and resourcefulness, represent a potential destabilizing element. Maya finds herself appointed as Earth's scientific representative to an emergency summit aboard a neutral space station. There, she meets representatives from dozens of species, each regarding humans with mixtures of curiosity, fear, and respect. A Cetan diplomat explains the situation bluntly. Humans evolved on a planet that would kill most sentient species. Earth's gravity, radiation, atmospheric composition, temperature variations, and pathogen diversity have produced beings with capabilities other species find almost mythological. Stone, now heading Earth's security detail, uncovers evidence that certain factions plan to neutralize the human problem before it spreads beyond Earth. The fate of humanity now depends on proving they can be allies rather than threats. The neutral space station hangs in orbit around a gas giant in a system carefully selected for its position equidistant from the territories of the 3 major powers. Maya stares through the transparent aluminum viewport at the swirling storms of the massive planet below, trying to process the scale of the diplomatic challenge facing her. The summit begins in 1 hour. Dr. Chen announces her Cetan liaison, a tall, willowy being with skin that shifts colors with their emotions. Currently a nervous yellow-green. Are you prepared to speak for your world? Before she can answer, General Stone enters the chamber, his face tight with controlled anger. We have a problem. Security sweep found listening devices in our quarters and evidence that someone accessed our data storage. The Cetan's skin flushes deep red. This is outrageous. The station is neutral ground. Politics, Stone says grimly. I've received intelligence from our allies among the Zorelians. The Valtherian delegation has proposed classifying humans as a containment species, effectively quarantining Earth indefinitely. Maya's mind races through the implications, based on what grounds? The radiation incident. They're calling it proof of biological incompatibility with galactic standards. Stone's voice drops lower. There's more. The Valtherians have distributed simulations suggesting that within a century of joining interstellar society, humans would establish dominance through our biological advantages alone. On the observation deck below, Maya watches representatives from 17 species arguing heatedly. Their translators create a cacophony of overlapping voices, but the sentiment becomes clear. Fear of humanity's potential is spreading. Ambassador Vexcor approaches them, his movements subdued. Since the rescue, the ambassador's attitude toward the humans has shifted noticeably. Dr. Chen, General Stone. He acknowledges with the formal clicking of mandibles that signifies respect. I must warn you, the summit will not be merely scientific or diplomatic. It is a trial. The Valtherian Primarch has invoked ancient protocols for assessing species threat levels. Stone's posture tightens, and if we're found threatening, the ambassador's compound eyes dim. There are only 2 outcomes for such assessments: integration or isolation. And in cases deemed extreme, isolation can mean. He doesn't finish the sentence. He doesn't need to. The Valtherian Collective, previously observing from a distance, proposes a solution: a challenge to demonstrate whether humans deserve galactic citizenship or containment. 3 representatives from Earth must complete a survival trial on an uninhabited planet under conditions designed to test the limits of even human endurance. Maya, Stone, and Dr. Kazuo Takeda, a brilliant environmental adaptation specialist, volunteer as Earth's champions. The trial planet features crushing gravity, temperature swings of over 100 degrees, toxic atmospheric components, and natural predators evolved in this hellscape. What the architects of this challenge don't realize is they've essentially recreated conditions similar to Earth's most extreme environments. While certainly pushed to their limits, the human team demonstrates adaptation techniques, tool-making, and cooperative strategies that allow them not just to survive, but to establish a sustainable camp. When Takeda falls ill from an alien pathogen, Maya creates an improvised treatment while Stone holds off predators for 3 days straight with minimal rest, a feat that becomes legendary in galactic records. The descent module burns through the atmosphere of Nexus 6, the desolate world chosen for the trial. Through the viewport, Maya sees a landscape that seems designed by a sadistic architect. Jagged mountains, acidic swamps, and skies tinged with poisonous gases. "They dropped us into hell," Takeda mutters, checking his environmental suit for the 3rd time. Stone's face remains impassive as he reviews their meager equipment. Remember, this isn't just survival. It's theater. Every species in the galaxy is watching to judge whether humans deserve to exist freely. The module lands with a bone-jarring impact. The moment the hatch opens, crushing gravity slams into them like physical weight. Even with their specialized training, moving requires immense effort. 1.8 times Earth gravity, Maya confirms, checking her instruments. Temperature outside is 42 degrees Celsius, dropping to -15 after sunset. Atmosphere contains sulfur compounds and trace elements of cyanide. The Valtherian Primarch's final words echo in their minds. Survive 14 planetary cycles. That is all we ask. What follows becomes the stuff of legend across 3 galactic arms. The observation drones capture footage that stuns viewers of all species. The humans establish a base camp near a geothermal vent, using the heat and minerals to create a rudimentary purification system for the toxic water. When acid rain dissolves portions of their shelter, they'd rebuild using fossilized carapaces of local extinct megafauna. When swarms of flying parasites attack during the 3rd night, Stone improvises weapons from the module's interior components. On the 6th day, disaster strikes. Takeda collapses, his skin erupting with blue-black lesions, an unknown pathogen that bypassed their filtration systems. The Valtherian observers expect the humans to request emergency extraction. Instead, they watch in astonishment as Maya extracts compounds from local flora, combining them with elements from their medical kit to create an experimental treatment. For 72 hours, she works without sleep while Stone defends their position against nocturnal predators attracted by Takeda's illness. She's synthesizing complex biochemical compounds with minimal equipment. A Cetan xenobiologist comments, mandibles clicking in disbelief. And the soldier, he's been awake for over 80 hours, still functioning at combat readiness. By the 10th day, Takeda recovers enough to help Maya collect specimens of a crystalline fungus with remarkable energy-generating properties, a discovery that alone would justify the mission's scientific value. As footage of the humans' trial spreads throughout galactic networks, perspectives begin to shift. Maya leverages this new respect to propose an unprecedented approach. Instead of containing humanity, why not learn from them? She presents evidence that human adaptability isn't just physical but cultural and technological. Humans transform weaknesses into strengths through innovation. Stone demonstrates this principle by organizing joint training between human military personnel and security forces from 12 different species. The exercises reveal that humans excel at improvisation and unconventional strategy, complementing the technical superiority of other species, A pivotal moment comes when Maya voluntarily shares Earth's medical database, including humanity's long history of overcoming diseases that might have ended their civilization. This gesture of trust, offering knowledge rather than demanding technology, creates a diplomatic breakthrough. Several previously hesitant species now advocate for human inclusion in galactic affairs. The Grand Council chamber falls silent as Maya approaches the central podium. Representatives from 87 spacefaring civilizations watch with a mixture of curiosity and lingering suspicion. The survival trial has earned humanity a hearing, but not yet acceptance. Distinguished representatives, Maya begins, her voice steady despite her exhaustion. You have seen what 3 humans can endure. You've witnessed our physical resilience and adaptive capabilities. But these aren't the qualities that define us. She activates the holographic display, showing scenes from Earth's history, plagues, wars, natural disasters, and the subsequent recoveries, innovations, and cultural renaissances. What truly defines humanity is not our ability to survive hardship, but how we transform through it. Each catastrophe in our history catalyzed advancement. The Black Death led to medical revolution. Climate crisis sparked sustainable technology. When faced with our own extinction, we didn't merely endure, we reimagined our entire relationship with our world. The Valtherian Primarch interrupts, their crystalline voice resonating through the chamber. Impressive rhetoric, but your species' capacity for violence remains concerning. Your transformations often come through conflict. Maya nods, refusing to deny the accusation. We contain multitudes, both the capacity for destruction and for creation. But consider this, the same tenacity that makes us formidable adversaries makes us invaluable allies. She gestures to General Stone, who activates his own presentation. The display shows the results of the joint military exercises, data demonstrating how human tactical adaptability complemented the technological advantages of other species, creating teams more effective than either could be alone. We don't ask to dominate or to be feared, Maya continues. We ask for partnership, the qualities you find most alarming. Our resilience, our adaptability, our drive to overcome limitations are precisely what we offer the galactic community. A murmur ripples through the assembly as Maya reveals her final evidence. The complete human medical database, freely offered without restriction. Centuries of research into fighting diseases, extending lifespans, and enhancing quality of life, including breakthroughs in treating conditions similar to those affecting several council species. This is our proposal, Maya concludes, not containment, not isolation, but collaboration. Humanity stands ready to join not as conquerors, but as contributors. We offer our unique perspective as beings evolved in extremes, with the hope that together, we might face challenges none of us could overcome alone. 1 year later, the first permanent human embassy opens on the galactic capital world. What began as fear has transformed into a complex respect. Humans now serve as specialists in multi-species exploration teams investigating worlds previously considered too dangerous to explore. Maya heads a new xenobiological exchange program where humans help other species develop resilience while learning advanced technologies beyond Earth's development level. Stone commands a rapid response unit that combines human tactical thinking with alien technology, addressing crises throughout nearby sectors. The galaxy watches with fascination as humans approach challenges with their characteristic determination and creativity. A Zorellian philosophical text goes viral across multiple worlds, its title capturing the new understanding, The Strength of Adaptation, What Terrans Teach Us About Survival. As the first joint human-alien deep space exploration vessel prepares to journey beyond known territories, its mission statement reflects humanity's new status: to face together what none could endure alone. The humans aboard don't realize that among galactic species, this assignment is considered both the greatest honor and the most daunting challenge, one reserved only for those the galaxy recognizes as its strongest members. The observation deck of the exploration vessel Horizon spans nearly a quarter of the ship's circumference, offering an unparalleled view of the cosmos. Maya stands at the viewport, watching the final preparations for departure. Earth appears as a small blue marble from this distance, surrounded by a constellation of orbital platforms. Evidence of humanity's rapid integration into galactic society. Still hard to believe, says Takeda, joining her at the viewport. His face bears faint blue scars from the pathogen he survived on Nexus 6, now considered a badge of honor among both humans and aliens. 18 months ago, they wanted to quarantine us. Now we're leading expeditions into uncharted space. Maya smiles, fear transformed into respect. It's a very human story when you think about it. On the command deck, General Stone reviews final security protocols with his mixed species team. His second-in-command, a Cetan tactical officer, presents a visualization of potential threat scenarios for the upcoming expedition. Your species continues to surprise us, the Cetan notes. Most civilizations adapt their biology to survive. Humans adapt their environment instead, and when that fails, you adapt your thinking. It's unsettling but effective. Stone nods. We evolved on a world that never stopped trying to kill us. We learned early that standing still means extinction. Across the galaxy, the impact of humanity's integration spreads in unexpected ways. Zorelian medical researchers adopt modified versions of human exercise regimens, gradually increasing their species' tolerance to environmental variations. Cetan engineers incorporate human-inspired redundancy systems into their spacecraft designs. Valtherian diplomatic academies now include courses on adaptive negotiation strategies based on human diplomatic approaches. A new phrase enters the galactic lexicon: human thinking, applied to any solution that transforms limitations into advantages through unexpected innovation. As the Horizon prepares for its jump to faster-than-light travel, Ambassador Vexcor delivers a speech that is broadcast across all Confederation worlds. The greatest strength in our galaxy has never been technology or resources, but diversity of thought and experience. In humans, we found not the adversaries we feared, but the catalysts we needed. Today, we venture into the unknown not as separate species, but as a unified force, carrying with us the resilience that humanity has taught us.